Hey beauties, Tawana, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about friendships or about people who are around you. You want to surround yourself with people who are good, people who support you, people who motivate you, people who inspire you, people who can help push you. A lot of times we are comfortable around friends we grew up with or family members we grew up with, and it can be kind of like with their Debbie Downers. They're always having some type of issues, they're always having problems, and a lot of times we take on the energy. It pulls away from your being. It pulls away from your positivity. It pulls away the vibe, the good vibes that you're probably trying to put out. Now if you're one of the people I'm talking about, and you're always complaining, nothing ever works out for you, you're one of the ones who we don't really want to be around, and that's where you go in and you check yourself and you start understanding why you are the way that you are. You start understanding your weaknesses and what makes you the person is that you're being, because I swear to God, I used to be one of those people. I wasn't a horrible mom, but I wasn't a mom where like I had like love in my family until I started dating my son's father, and saw how inclusive they were as far as family and learning things and playing games and having fun with each other. And so it taught me some things. And then when I had the 7-year-old, because he was so little and all my other kids were teenagers, it allowed me to be different and kind of calm down a little bit. And I used to be one of those people that you would call a Debbie Downer. It's because I wasn't used to that. It's because in my family, when we grew up, everybody was cursing in the house. Everybody was mad in the house. No one said good morning. No one said good night. No one said I love you. We didn't really hug each other. So the person that I am right now is because of the things that have transpired in my adulthood to make me the person I am now. And now I'm the person where I look for happiness. I look for love. I look for joy. I look for peace. I look for inspiration. I look for motivation. And I'm also the one who's giving off those things to people, which where I draw people in so easily to me is because I want nothing but the best for everybody. and even people who I may not like, family members who don't like me, friends who don't like me, I may not mess with them, but I still want the best for them. I still want, for them to live the best life that they can for themselves, because I'm out here living the best life that I can. And also my friends, like we hug each other, we support each other, we're on the phone like, girl, what I need to do to help, we're like literally like showing nothing but love, and it just exudes out of my life of what is in my life. And if it's exuding hate, wickedness, meanness, jealousy, envy in your life, and that's who you are and what you have inside of you, you can be different. You can change that. You change that by start hanging around people who you want to be more like. And I know they say that if you want to be a millionaire, you need to start hanging around with millionaires. But we're going to bring that to a level of something like way lower than that. Someone who's just happy. Someone who's bringing positivity. Someone who's always smiling. Someone who's not always having problems. Someone who wants to give you advice out of love. Okay? You sometimes receiving advice from people who don't know what they want for themselves. So when you start telling them your dreams, your goals, your plans, automatically in their head they're like, you can't do that. What you talking about? That sounds stupid. That's not gonna work. You don't know nobody that does that. And it automatically gives you what? Now it brings in fear, it brings in doubt, it brings in problems for you within, is because you're getting the words from somebody who has no clue what real life is about. It's because there's in this little bitty old bubble, this bubble that's probably really this big, when this is the bubble that we should be in. And so now I'm able to give that love to my children. I'm able to give that love to my customers. I have customers come in. One girl just lost her brother and she was feeling down or whatever. And I said, well, look, now you coming in here, you're now buying products that are going to help you get healthier and help make you better. And I said, now that gives you something to be able to start focusing on. I was like, well, does he have children? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, now what that is for you to take your brother, who's now your angel, and for you to start putting the love, because what she said is that I should have been more around my brother. I should have been talking to him more. We can't go back of what we can't change, but we can change now you have his children, you have his daughters, and you can become where you start making those children healthier. It's because the brother died of health issues. You can start being a blessing to their life. You can be where you help the mom now start taking care of these girls, and now that she's lost her husband, you're the auntie who's coming in and giving mom a break. And she's like, I never looked at it like that. And it's just because of my perspective of me being older, and like I said, of me knowing what pain is, we knowing what fear is, of me knowing what unhappiness is, and like crying every day and just being hated and hateful. I've been in that relationship where it made me a bad person. It made me an uncomfortable person. But I know because God is so good and he's brought me through so much, I couldn't do nothing now, just be like, God, you got me. I know you got me. But I need to also make sure I'm doing my part, which is surround myself with people who means me well. I have close family members who don't wish me well. And it's not because I've done anything to them. It's because they don't know me. They don't understand who I am. And that is absolutely okay. And that just means for me to not have myself in their faces or their being in mine when I know they don't really mean me any good. I don't really have friends like that or whatever, because like I said, everybody's not my friend. I have my circle people who, is out of love. I have my girls who I go to church with. I have my girls who I have to hear, how they're doing or whatever. I have one of my best friends right now, like she has found someone who she's deeply, madly in love with. And oh my God, that warms up my heart, is because I know that she's dealt with some dumb stuff out here the same way that I have. But for me to know that my friend has now found somebody who like loves her so deeply and like cares for her, like the love that this person now has for my friend is love I've always shown her. And now she gets to have that in a relationship with, and probably get married. And I'm praying she has a baby too. But I'm just saying, like, do you see how I'm so happy for my friends and I'm happy for my customers, and I try to bless people the best way I can. And when you start hanging around with people, or you're hanging around people who don't mean you any well, it's not going to be any good for you. And when you start walking into your path of what your purpose is and what your dreams are, those friendships are going to kind of go like this here, is because they're going to start saying, oh, you think you better than me, or you think that you good now, you know where you come from. None of us forgot where we came from, but we can actually try to start like setting our heights on something more than what we're used to. Because I grew up in a volatile family and with the chaos and craziness and stuff, doesn't mean that I have to live my life like that. My mom is a smoker. I hate being around smokers because as a child I was around smoke my entire life. So I hate being around that. I hate being around negative people. I hate being around people who don't think that they can do anything. I hate being around people who like thinking that, that what's in front of them is all that's there. Is because if they don't see more for themselves, how will they be able to see more for someone else? So what you do is you support, you love, you give off great energy as best as you can to those people. But that doesn't mean that you have to continue hanging around them. It's because it's going to pull you away from where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be. And when people start harping on you and your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, it makes you kind of start believing them. But if you're not hearing that crazy junk, guess what you don't have to deal with? That junk which is only going to cloud everything it is that you're trying to do. You're so much more than what everybody else believes. As long as you put out there of what your life is supposed to be, and you start moving on that, your entire life will change. I swear to God. And I am another example of how somebody who's used to nothing but chaos, and now all I'm used to now is calmness. And when that chaos start coming around me, no. You get out my door. Let me start blessing these walls. Is because I don't want any of that stuff around me. But it's because I have chosen of what my insides are. I don't have control of what theirs are, but I do have control on if I'm going to allow their insides to come inside of me. And I don't want any of that. Oh, that sounded nasty. I don't want any of that to dampen who it is that I know that I am now. Because who I used to be, I am nowhere near that woman anymore. From 10 years ago, from 2 years ago, from 1 year ago, I become better every day, and my friends become better every day. And whatever I'm able to do to inspire them and help them and guide them, I do. And you know what? They do the exact same thing for me. I have my little cousin, and she now lives here, and we just was having a conversation about family, whatever, for her life. And one thing that she said to me, she was like, yeah, you know why I really love here? She said, because when we wake up in the morning, we say good morning to each other. It's something that's so simple like that can change somebody's life. And she now knows that you don't have to be in that chaos, because now she's in a house of nothing but love and support, and me trying to guide her into becoming a woman. And like I said, we have enough going against us already. The last thing that we need is the people who are in our circle trying to deaden everything that's inside of us. And if those are the type of people that you have around you, it is time for you to take a real good look of that friendship or relationship, and for you to start moving around that. Is because, again, it's going to dampen where you're not going to be motivated to do what you have to do to get you further to your purpose and your goals. So, and if, again, you're one of the ones who's feeling like, you are the one that I'm talking about, you can change as well. And all it takes is for you to set your mindset that you want to do better, and for you to consciously do better and make the decision to do so. So again, surround yourself with people who are like you as far as love, peace, abundance. You know, if you're trying to get into business, you want to start hanging around people who are in business. If you're, you know, trying to get in school, you need to go ahead and start hanging around some students. Okay, if you want to become a millionaire, like I said, I don't want to like to make just with reference to money. My coaches who I'm now involved with are millionaires, and that I've surrounded myself with that. But I also now put those same feelings and those aspirations to my friends, and most of my girlfriends now are, you know, they may be employees, but they're also working on their businesses at the same time. And it's because, and they got me where I'm like literally right here for them. So I hope this helps and guides you to where you need to be as far as who you're surrounded around, and make a decision that you're going to put out all goodness, and you're going to allow nothing but goodness to come into the relationships that you're in. So I will see you guys on the next video.